see that right? My friend got this for me for my birthday, and honestly I'm a little bit embarrassed by it, so it does live in my closet. But this is just to show you my true I'm not lying. Today we're talking about how I discovered K-pop, if you can't tell. I love the noise this makes. This is like the only light stick that I have because they're freaking expensive, okay? I got this at a Blackpink concert in like 2021. So, great investment if you ask me. Like, she's a cutie light stick. Some light sticks aren't like this cutie, you know what I mean? Today we're talking about how I discovered K-pop. Because if you haven't already noticed, that is one of my interests. Yes, it is. I want to set the scene. It's 2020. We're deep in the midst of quarantine. I'm bored. I've gone through every like social media platform. There's just nothing new. And so one day I see on my YouTube recommendations the Blackpink do music video. And so I was a little bit intrigued because I have already seen this music video once, because back in the day when the music video came out, YouTube had like a trending page. I don't know if you remember. It would be like the top 50 trending videos, and I saw the music video then because it was trending, and I clicked on it and I was like, oh, this is fun, this is nice. And then fast forward to 2020 when I'm deep in the midst of quarantine and I'm bored out of my mind, and I click on this video again and I realize this is an absolute banger. You know, I want more. I watch it again, and then I watch the other YouTube videos or the music videos of, like, you know, Boombayah, Playing with Fire, Kill This Love, all the bangers, all the songs you would expect, and I just dove in, honestly, from right there. After that, I was pretty amazed, and I started watching Blackpink House, which I think is what really hooked me, because I've never experienced like being able to see into like a celebrity's life like that with the way that Blackpink House is structured. If you don't know what Blackpink House is, it's basically like a show that they did where they live in a house and like they film it and they like do activities and everything, and you get to see their personalities, and you were basically like getting to know these people and like growing to like know them. I don't think I've ever seen that in the Western landscape of things, and so that was definitely very new to me, and it got me hooked real quick. If you're wondering why like K-pop fandoms are so obsessed, it's because they give their fans access to like this information that should be personal, but I don't know, hey, it works. I'm not questioning their strategy, okay? It worked for me. And then after that, I never looked back. After I got into Blackpink, I discovered some like more groups. Obviously, I like Stacy a lot. Stacy girls, it's going down. And Twice, of course, Twice my girls. I love Twice. Don't get me started, but I feel like what else really got me into K-pop was those like YouTube videos that people make where they're like, oh, like blank group on crack or something. I used to watch those like late at night and like up till 2 a.m. Like that's what got me into the fandom. So like those YouTubers deserve more credit. So give the flowers where their flowers are due. Back in my day, it was rough because nowadays we have like K-pop demon hunters, you know, like all that jazz where like Korean culture is being celebrated, and I love that. Love that, of course. But back in my day, it was embarrassing to be a K-pop stan, and so I hid it. I hid it a lot, especially during high school, because I didn't want people to bully me or anything. Which I know sounds bad, but that's how it was. That's like you were bullying for liking things, but hey, I just did it in secret. But now I don't like it to hide it, and now I don't really care, to be honest. And also, it's like more widely accepted, so I guess maybe that's the reason, but also I just don't care anymore. But besides K-pop, I also got into like K-dramas. I love K-dramas as well. And there's no like shows that compare to K-dramas in the Western world anyways. So I think a lot of people are missing out in terms of K-dramas as well. So if you've never watched a K-drama, I encourage you to watch one. Some of my favorites are True Beauty. To be honest, I don't really know if that was one of my favorites, but I remember being there when it was like released and like the TikTok fandom of it all, and it really got me going, it got me excited. My legs were kicking. I'm not gonna be honest, and I don't think I've seen that high anywhere else. So I am gonna mention that one. But I also love Love Struck in the City. That one is on Netflix. It's really good, but it's also a little bit deeper and not as fun, but it's really good. It's really good, and it's filmed in like a documentary type style, I would say. I love Summer Strike. I love the ones where they're a little bit introspective and like rejective of society in a way. If you've seen Summer Strike, you know what I'm talking about. But basically in the show, the girl quits her job and moves to like a countryside of the town to do a little slow living, and she meets a bunch of people and heals. And that's my type of show. Oh, I'm gonna mention movies, not show. I can never remember if it's 20th Century Girl or 21st Century Girl. I think it's 21st Century Girl, but that one is really good. And also another one that came out recently is Love Untangled. That one is always also really good. I really enjoy sad K-drama movies. So, what does that say about me? That's up for you to decide. But this is not technically a K-drama, but if I didn't know about K-dramas, I'm not sure if I would watch this one. K-dramas really opened my eyes in terms of what I'm open to and perceptive of. But there's this movie called 18x2 Beyond Youthful Days, and that one is really good. It's a sad one. Not gonna lie, I told you I like the sad ones, okay? The vibes are so nostalgic, and it's just... If you have any sad K-drama recommendations for me, or C-dramas, J-dramas, I'm open to any and all of it, to be honest. Let me know, because I thrive off those, okay? I don't think I've ever met anyone who likes sad movies like me. I love them, and yes, I do be crying, but it feels good to feel those emotions. But overall, what I'm trying to say is, I think getting into K-pop and K-dramas and just that whole section in general really opened my perspective, and being open to watching like Asian like cinema in a way. When you're in the Western side of things, you really only want to hear from the Western part of things, and maybe you're not so open to learning about new cultures and everything. And like through that, I've also gotten to learn about like Korean food, like Asian, all types of different Asian foods, and I like them. I enjoy them very much. So I guess this is all to say that it's really important to learn about other cultures so you can be more open, and it also opens your mindset to certain things. Really no harm done. Having some good food, some good shows, some good music. Hello, absolute bangers. I've only mentioned girl groups, but another, like a boy group that I like is TXT. I love TXT. But yeah, all this to say, if you're thinking about getting into K-pop, watching a K-drama, go for it, girl. It might just change your life, because it did for me. If I could go back to those like the baby K-pop fan phase, I would, because it was so exciting. Like everything was new. I was learning about a whole new industry, and it was just so exciting, and it made my heart flutter, if I'm being honest. It bring me joy, and you have to follow the things that bring you joy. That is how I discovered K-pop. I'm gonna recommend you some songs, because hello, why wouldn't I? I love Stacy, as I said, ASAP. She had her moment on TikTok, if you weren't there. She had her moment, and I still think she's a banger, even if she's mainstream. I also really love Black Swan by BTS. I have to give BTS their flowers, because they make some bangers. I'm not gonna lie, miss them. I know they're coming back soon. Blackpink, I love Lovesick Girls, and also Playing with Fire. I also love Lovesick Girls, ignites like a feeling in me, because that was like one of my first comebacks with them whenever I first got into them, and I love that song so much, so it brings me a lot of nostalgia to that time. I love Red Velvet, I love Red Velvet, oh my gosh. Psycho, Peekaboo, Red Velvet, hello. Yes, Twice songs. Ooh, Twice songs. TT really gets me going. Fancy, Feel Special, Cry For Me. I love that one. Basics is a really good one. Oh my god, I literally I forgot to tell you that when I got into K-pop, I loved doing, like, learning the dances, and I would learn the dances by like slowing them down and mirroring them, and I would learn the dances over there, and I would have my headphones in, and I would just do the dances, and I would, like, learn them. It really only took me like an hour or two to learn, and then I would, like, dance. It was a big part of my K-pop journey that I just forgot to tell you. I'm so sorry. Yes, that is my journey. That's my truth. I thought I would tell you here and now, so, like, later down the line, if you figured that out about me, you wouldn't be surprised. I encourage you to follow what brings you joy. And if that is something that's not widely accepted, it doesn't matter, because you can practice it in secret, and one day you'll be strong enough to say, hey, I like this, and I stand true with this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope my journey could somehow resonate with you. I'll see you next week.